Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay guys, we've got the Titan event just dropped here for the 5-star soul for the Demon Slayer. Also, we've got the Shard event running right now. We're going to be pulling some Ancients in this video to 81. But there's a 10 times on this fella who's actually really interesting. One of the new... Let me click on him. Why can I not click on him now? Here we go. The Turndrake here. Really interesting champ, actually. So, obviously, on a 10 times, when there's now hundreds of legendaries in the pool, doesn't really mean that he's a guaranteed, but a 10 times alongside a 2 times of Ancients is a decent chance to pick someone up. So, let's just have a quick look at his kit. Why is it being so weird today? Come on. All right. React. So, yeah, we've got this ignore defense mechanic on the A1. Means he's going to hit hard. HP-based champ. He's also got a heal all allies who are low health, like half health or less, by 10% of his max HP. That'll be a decent heal, by the way. This is going to be a good heal. You'll be able to crank him up to 100k HP with the current changes in meta and stuff like that. We've got an AoE double hitter here. Books up to 100% chance of putting out drop defense and block buffs. Also, each hit is ignoring defense if the enemies have got lower HP. So he's kind of like I'm a finisher rather than a starter. With his drop defense and block buffs, pretty damn decent for Chimera, plus a ton of bosses like Faction War bosses and Doom Tower bosses, that type of thing. So that's pretty interesting. Each hit will also ignore resistance. So if someone's low health, again, you'll be able to get these debuffs out easier. I'd say it's always more comfortable to have mechanics where it's like they do this when they're full health rather than lower than 50%. Because it kind of means that the rest of your team have already been doing stuff if it's waves of enemies. The place where this works really nicely is when you're going in against a clan boss and the clan boss has already been beaten down, and therefore this is like a guaranteed thing. But yeah, it's just these like mechanics where they're maybe or maybe not, then sometimes it's a bit annoying. We've got increased defense here on the A3 with a block damage as well. Just generally, like, all of his kit is solid. And then he's got a passive. If an ally has more than half health, so high health, and is under any buffs that he places, i.e. these, then he's going to deal more damage. And if an ally is low health and is attacked by an enemy under debuffs that he places, i.e. these, that ally receives less damage. So, really interesting kit. I'm sure he'll find his way into some funky teams. So yeah, pretty interesting chap. Now, this, I think, is going to be really important for everyone to do. So whether you did the fusion or not, I think this is an important one to go after. A bit like when the Cat's Gaze was in the mix, okay? Firstly, if you did the fusion, picking up a 5-star soul is huge. Absolutely huge, right? So that's important. And this guy, as we saw in my playtest, he's kind of like just solid anywhere in the game, but probably not a master anywhere in the game. Okay, so that was my kind of overall conclusion. Really good champ, but not... And if you're like mid-game and don't have tons of legendaries, he's going to be in probably all your teams. If you're super late game, he might only get into like a couple of teams. So first page, not much going on. Second page, we get this Gaze of Damnation as the top prize. So we're going to go and check that out in a second. But a bunch of kind of like okay stuff. 4-star speed lift, whatever. Probably the best thing there. Energy on the third page with his 3-star soul. For him, I would say you really want the 5-star soul. The extra crit damage at 4-star, the extra accuracy at 5-star is huge actually with this guy. So if you can do it, it's basically like doing a fusion all over again, but it really is it's quite massive to get the 5-star here. Again, okay stuff on this page, but nothing too crazy. We've then got this Gilded Pinion here, who, or what I think is going to be like a must pick up for a lot of people. So we're going to go and check that out in a second. Again, got some reasonable stuff here. And then you get your sort of shards, books, all the cool stuff really on the last few pickups. So yeah, I think a lot of people are going to go for this. Even if they didn't do the fusion, I think this relic is pretty damn useful. So let's check out this relic, or these couple of relics, I guess. I think are they in this one? No, which one are they in? So the epic one, the Gaze of Damnation, where it deals, so you've got accuracy and crit damage as your kind of like first 2 stats, I always look at the first two because it's very hard to get to the third stat, but obviously it's now getting more and more possible. We're getting more relics in the game, more materials to use, I guess. Where it deals 2%, and this goes up to, like, for every level, basically another 2% more damage per skill activated, stacks up to 10%, and receives less damage per skill not activated by enemies that are under fear or true fear. You've got somebody who's putting out a bunch of fears and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can just stack up a decent amount more straight damage. You know, you can get up to, like, probably somewhere close to 10% more damage. It's just an interesting one, right? And the stats are good. Accuracy and crit damage. There's plenty of people now that need to land debuffs that are your damage dealers. So I think this is quite an interesting one. Certainly someone who puts out a lot of fears and stuff. Someone like a SHARD is going to be damn sexy with this. Yeah, anyone who's putting out a lot of true fears and fears are going to be pretty damn useful with this. But this is the one that is really strong, I think. And before I even read it, before I even read what it is, the second stat being speed means that this is really strong. Okay? It means you're just going to get 12, or it won't be 12, it'll be like, whatever, 10 more speed on someone that you want to be fast. And in this game, speed's really important, and damn, an extra 12 on someone is just crazy good. Like, anyone who's got relic speed slots for second slot is just going to be damn good. In terms of the active, we gain like 0.25, so we don't gain a lot, but wearer receives 1% less damage for each turn of cooldown on their skills. Okay, so if you think in an arena situation, if you don't go first and people are coming at you and you've got all of your kind of like cooldowns available, most people will have cooldowns of, say, I don't know, like 7 or 8 turns for their A2 and A3. So, you know, if you get it up to, say, level 5 and you've got another 1%, you're basically going to be getting 2% per skill on cooldown, or not on cooldown, sorry, or per number of cooldowns. So you've got, like, you know, probably the best part of 10 to 15% damage reduction right off the bat, which I just think is a really interesting relic. But for the speed as well, you know, whoever's your reviver, your support champion, this is just going to be massive. So it's kind of like keeping you alive whilst also giving you stats to keep you alive, whilst also giving you more speed to get your turns away. Just think it's going to be a really, really useful relic to pick up. So even if you didn't do the fusion, I would suggest, if you can do it, to try and get to milestone 4 and pick up the relic. So yeah, lots going on. Obviously, we've got the kind of like back end of the fusion events still rolling in, and we've got some other stuff as well. So we've got the coalition stuff going on. No, I was thinking of the event dungeon, but I guess it's finished already. Yeah, so you know, there's a lot of events running where you can get relic fragments. I rolled a bunch of relics yesterday. Pretty much got straight trash. But you know, you're always trying for your luck to get one of these kind of like legendary or mythicals. But yeah, generally it's rares. But yeah, I think those relics are going to be important. So anyway, let's get my 80 ancients. Let's see if we pick up this new demon spawn champ along the way. Good luck if you are going to be doing any shard pulls today. Just bear in mind for the shard pulls, there is going to be something in this Titan event which is around shards. You know, it just always happens, and I guess, yeah, I mean, is there a better time to pull ancients in on a 2x ancients weekends? Probably not really in terms of trying to get a legendary, but it's you've always got to be thinking 10 steps ahead in this game. What do I actually want to achieve? And you know, is the champion chase the thing you want to achieve? That's what you have to question. We were hoping for better than this. Not gonna lie, wouldn't mind a bit of shiny coming out. Come on. Slim pickings for HH this weekend. What's going on there? Comment down below Did you do better than me? Oh, wow. It's a struggle. It's an absolute struggle. Last weekend, I did a shard pull, but I messed up all my recording, and it was similar to this, honestly. I was expecting better today, but with one shard left to save the day, it's an absolute travesty. So not anything for me. Good luck if you're doing your shard pulls, though. And yeah, I would say go for that relic if you are considering, if you're in any way interested in PvP, you kind of need that relic. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.